People often underestimate just how much they're being tracked online. Every website you visit, every piece of information you input, it's all being recorded somewhere. Each website visited leaves a digital footprint, a trail of breadcrumbs that could potentially be used to trace back to the individual behind the screen. This reality emphasizes the critical need for increased online security, especially for investigative journalists. Given the sensitive nature of their work, ensuring privacy and protection against surveillance and monitoring is of utmost importance. That's why, in this video, we'll explore various security measures and tools that investigative journalists can utilize to protect their identities and data while working online. Let's start with the basics: secure passwords. When it comes to passwords, complexity is key. Avoid using obvious choices like birthdays or pet names. Instead, opt for complex combinations of letters, numbers, and symbols. Also, never use the same password for different accounts. Keep them unique. For instance, your Google password shouldn't be used anywhere else. Although, remembering complex passwords can be hard. That's where a secure password manager comes in handy, such as LastPass or 1Password. With one of those, you only need to remember a single master password. However, just having a secure password isn't sufficient. Always enable two-factor authentication for an additional layer of security whenever possible. In practice, it usually looks like this. The first factor is a login and password. The second is a special code that is sent via SMS or email. At the same time, an SMS code is not the best way to protect your social networks and mail accounts, so it is recommended to link the two-factor authentication to Google Authenticator. However, if you are at high risk of surveillance, consider using Google's Advanced Protection Program. This program is designed to protect users against sophisticated phishing attacks, unauthorized access attempts, and other security threats commonly faced by high-profile targets. Another critical aspect of online safety is protecting your communications. While WhatsApp claims to use end-to-end encryption, concerns about metadata persist due to Meta's business model. This can provide information to your adversaries, especially if your adversary is an oppressive government that may seek information through legal warrants and court orders. Apps like Signal or Session, which offer end-to-end encryption and do not collect metadata, are more secure alternatives. Furthermore, for investigative journalists, being cautious on social media is even more important. Use your social media platforms with caution, limiting personal information and configuring privacy settings for maximum control. Every app has a privacy option that can and should be set up for maximum privacy. Advise friends and family not to share or tag you in photos, and avoid revealing critical locations such as places they often visit, or even worse, your real-time location. Decline invitations from unknown individuals. When it comes to your personal information, another topic you should be familiar with is called doxing. It's the practice of researching and disclosing personal and private information, such as name, address, phone number, email address, and other sensitive information about a person on the internet without their consent. This is usually done with the intention of exposing, embarrassing, intimidating, or harming the target individual. The term doxing is a combination of the words documents and dropping, and is often used in negative contexts, as it violates privacy and can have serious consequences for the security and well-being of the exposed person. The practice of revealing personal information online is a growing threat to investigative journalists. Be aware of how adversaries can use doxing to harm you and take preventive measures, such as limiting the disclosure of personal information or even applying doxing techniques to yourself to identify and remove sensitive information. In addition to these precautions, utilizing a virtual private network, VPN, is crucial for maintaining online privacy. A VPN helps mask your online traffic, protecting your data from prying eyes such as internet service providers, local governments, and companies seeking to monitor your activities. Moreover, many countries have laws mandating a minimum period of browsing history retention, making a VPN essential for safeguarding your privacy. By creating a tunnel, a VPN allows your data to pass through without being exposed to ISPs, ensuring an added layer of security and anonymity. It's important to note that there are VPNs more concerned with user privacy than others, so research and read reviews before choosing a service. Remember that often when it's free, the product may be you, for example, your data, your preferences, etc. Moreover, investigative journalists should always configure their browsers to default to HTTPS. This simple step could protect them against account hijacking and surveillance. In addition, extensions like Privacy Badger help identify and block sites that are keeping records of your digital footprint. Disk encryption is another crucial security measure for reporters, especially in countries with a high risk of press surveillance or where their equipment might be seized by repressive authorities. By utilizing encryption tools like VeraCrypt, journalists can protect their sensitive material, including leaked documents, identities of sources, and unpublished story drafts. Additionally, these tools can camouflage folders, ensuring that they don't attract attention if a device falls into the wrong hands. Moreover, journalists can further enhance their online security by utilizing the Tor browser. Tor, short for the Onion Router, is a free and open-source web browser that anonymizes internet traffic by routing it through a network of volunteer-operated servers. The Tor browser protects against network surveillance and traffic analysis, making it difficult for third parties to monitor or trace users' online activities. This is particularly crucial for investigative journalists who may be under constant surveillance by authoritarian regimes or other adversaries. We'll wrap up our discussion with a topic that's a nightmare for any journalist or activist: the Pegasus virus. Developed by the Israeli cyberarms firm NSO Group, Pegasus is a highly sophisticated spyware tool capable of infecting smartphones and extracting vast amounts of data remotely, all without the user's knowledge. What sets Pegasus apart is its ability to exploit devices without any user interaction, a no-click exploit, making it exceptionally dangerous. Once a phone is infected, Pegasus can access messages, emails, calls, passwords, and even track the user's location. Despite claims that Pegasus was intended for use against potential terror threats, it has been used against thousands of activists and journalists, prompting outcry from organizations like Amnesty International. Detecting Pegasus spyware is challenging, as with many other forms of spyware. Fortunately, Amnesty International's Security Lab has developed a method to scan iPhones or Android phones for signs of Pegasus. To do this, you can use a tool called the Mobile Verification Toolkit, MVT, an open-source mobile forensics tool. In conclusion, as we navigate the ever-evolving landscape of digital security threats, it's imperative for journalists and activists to remain vigilant and informed. The tools and techniques discussed in this video provide a solid foundation for safeguarding digital privacy and security, but it's essential to stay updated on the latest developments. Make it a habit to regularly read articles and stay informed about emerging security measures and threats. Additionally, we've compiled a list of tools and resources that journalists and individuals researching corruption can integrate into their work. You can find the link in the video's description. This video is the final episode of Tracking Corruption series, put together by UNISHKA Research Service to serve as an educational asset, while also highlighting the extensive efforts made by journalists and individuals who research corruption.